Welcome to episode 12 of Unlocked Radio, right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. I'm your host, Rio, and no, I do not dance on the sand. Okay, sometimes I dance on the sand. I am here with my co-host, the incredible edible Chip, and we are here to provide you with gaming news, gaming perspective, and gaming discussion.
Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/pages/unlockedradio. Also follow us on Twitter at Unlocked Radio, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/unlockedradio. If you forgot any of that, just check out our website and get all the information there at unlockedradio.com.
Check out the other shows on the MSC Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Watch our show live, and join the chat on morningshowcentral.com/watch. And listen to the show on your smartphone by searching your app store for TuneIn Radio. Download the app, and then search for Morning Show Central within said app. Or call into the show toll-free at 888-668-0742.
All right, tonight on Unlocked Radio, GOG.com launches Portal for indie developers, Batman Arkham Origins drops GFWL, and jumps in on the Steam train. Castlevania Mirror of Fate is shining in HD on XBLA and PSN this Halloween. Nintendo's Wii U web framework now allows for eShop purchases like DLC. Thomas Was Alone sells over 700,000 copies, and Fable Legends domains are registered.
Yeah, we'll also be topping off the evening with a special segment after the break as we bid a sad and not as big of a deal sorrowful farewell to my co-host, but we'll get to that later. But the real world calls and some career and schedule changes will be preventing our incredible edible Chip from hosting further episodes of Unlocked Radio for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a little sad. Sorry we had a little late start. MacBook problem.
Yeah, it happens. I got a Mac. It happens.
And thanks to our wonderful, wonderful station manager, Chris, this allows for me to only miss a few weeks due to my new pursuit of professional bodybuilding, actually. That's a complete joke. I got a real job.
Yeah, there's going to be going up a couple updates. I know for those of you who saw on the Facebook post and everything else that Chip would be away from the table here for a few months. We've been doing some negotiating over the last couple hours, and things are going to be a little bit better of a situation with that.
In actuality, it was pretty simple. It was like 5-minute discussion. Like I said, we got a great station manager here, and I love this guy. So thank you, Chris.
All right. So it would appear that we don't have those little thingies to read today. So let's just get...
They're down here.
Oh, are they down here?
Yeah,
okay.
Always down here.
Always down here. Sorry about that. We're a little bit unprepared sometimes. But before we get started, I'm going to do a quick little bit of advertising to help keep the doctor away, whatever that means. Lakewood Computers, if you are in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies...
Or just get rid of your Mac.
And get rid of your Mac and maybe get some better reading skills because I obviously can't read this paper.
You want me to read it?
Count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide all the things we just talked about. For the past 5 years, they've been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. We purchase and sell pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. So maybe I can go there and get a better computer than what I got right now, so I won't have these technical difficulties. In addition to our cost-effective computers and computing products, they also provide services and repairs for HP LaserJet printers and a complete menu of personal as well as commercial computer repairs. With 29 years of professional experience, they are highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. So check them out online at www.joeslakewoodcomputer.com.
I just want to throw this out there. Rio and I collectively have, a little over 45 years of gaming experience.
I guess, yeah.
Collectively, so it's kind of interesting to
I never really thought about it like that.
All right,
let's get down to it.
Believe it or not, Rio's actually old.
Yeah, I am old. You know, if we had better, if the camera was closer, you would see my ugly head. Please do not make that camera closer. I don't want any of that.
I shaved recently, so no more goatee even.
Oh, no more goatee.
Makes me sad. All right, anyways, GOG.com, platform for both new and classic downloadable games, recently launched an indie portal as part of its services. The portal offers indie developers a clear method of submitting their games to the platform, which already features games like FTL, Fez, and Hotline Miami. I don't think I've heard of these.
Well, we talked about Hotline Miami last week. Was that one that was really, it's like the top-down view, really crazy, really violent, and everything else like that?
All right, well, Apparently, I don't really pay attention or have that much of a memory. Conquer's Bad Fur Day for the win. GOG is also offering indie developers an advanced royalties option when launching games on its site. Instead of paying the standard 70-30 royalties split, the site would pay out an advance on a developer's royalties before entering into a 60-40 split agreement, which would be in effect until the advanced payment is recouped by the game's sales, at which point I'm assuming they would go back to the 70-30 royalty, which works out well for them.
Yeah, that's actually, I mean, I actually have a couple of friends who do some game programming and everything else. My friend Jesse, he did a bit of work on making actual iPhone apps for a while. And I know a couple of people that I'm sure we were talking about, with everything from the Kickstarter to being able to provide what you need and get the donations to create your own games. And then on top of that, after it's already released, being able to use GOG to have the game listed and put online and actually being able to be paid royalties for said product, that actually opens up the way a lot, which could be really good.
It definitely paves the road for anyone out there that has any idea of something they want to do, because you have your Kickstarter. Now you've got GOG offering a royalty split with an advance. So now you're looking at a better way of making money quicker, doing the exact same thing. And with Kickstarter, you're looking at a great way to build up money to work on your development. So definitely get out there if you got ideas. Do some research, do some homework, and start making some stuff, because I want some original games.
Yeah, they're few and far between anymore, especially make them difficult. Games are just not hard anymore. But we're going on to another game that is
make
not...
a pull for that. By the way, Rio, open up chat. Cause,
you have chat. I have chat open here in this little tab.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I didn't see it. MacBooks. I don't know how to navigate those things.
Yeah, I'm just a little tab back and forth here, just keeping in touch. I'm looking at that whenever I'm not reading
Windows 8,
off.
Just touch and slide. Just touch and slide.
Yeah, I need to get one of those things. It'll look weird because I'm just getting meh. But at any rate, moving along, Batman Arkham Origins won't use Games for Windows Live to track achievements, as Arkham Asylum and Arkham City both did. IGN Australia reports this and reports that Arkham Origins achievements and multiplayer content will be handled directly through Steam. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City used GFWL to track achievements, though they did not have multiplayer. Microsoft is closing the GFWL marketplace on August 22nd, but it says the service will remain active for customers to access previously purchased content. Obviously, Games for Windows Live, who really uses that? So it makes sense for them to finally close it down. Capcom's coming Ultra Street Fighter 4 is also ditching GFWL for full Steam integration. The game's predecessor, Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4, used GFWL for multiplayer on top of Steam. So Steam seems to be taking over pretty much all of the PC market.
Well, that's because of Steam sales. Anyone who's actually used Steam and has actually seen their sales and is a real gamer, you definitely know what I'm talking about there. It's Steam summer sale time. How much money is in my checking account? Okay, go ahead and lock that now before I change that.
Right.
Balance 0. Ugh.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that you can get on there. It's very easy, even with the sales, to still spend a ton of money on it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, it's an entire game collection for $5. Hey, let me get that one, and 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 that one. All right, I just blew through $55 on about 100 games, and that's going to last me a week.
As long as they keep them fun. And
I have 2 jobs now. It's going to last me like a year.
The achievements thing still doesn't really do anything for me. It's like I already know what my personal achievements are. You're not giving me. It's no real reward other than
it
pop
helps
up
you
on my
find
screen.
some of the hidden stuff that you don't know about that you're going to look up on IGN anyways. So I'm just saying it might be a good idea. It might be a bad idea. I don't know. If there was achievements on the 64. Ocarina of Time. Unlocked heart pieces. Thank you.
Right. For all of the...
Beat Water Temple. Okay, that is an actual achievement.
That is a real freaking achievement.
But I feel like they should mail you a trophy for that one. Especially if you do it in less than an hour.
Oh, God. For all the reasons I'm looking forward to Arkham Origins, achievements aren't one of them.
Yeah. Arkham Origins, obviously with the Arkham, chain... we're looking at, something. You can expect a lot out of this game. You can expect some phenomenal work. You can expect a lot of things. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. Because it's going to be an epic game just like its 2 predecessors. So, technically, wouldn't those be successors?
Technically, they're successors if it's a prequel, but
Yeah,
you know,
either way.
keeps
Anyways,
going
so
forward.
the other two games,
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing how they play Deathstroke. It'll be nice. It's going to be a nice
it'll be
touch.
interesting. Deathstroke can't go wrong. But anyways, so yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with that game. Achievements, not such a big deal. Definitely the conversion to Steam in order to track all that stuff. I definitely recommend it, for the companies because the Steam is reliable, they're trustworthy, and unfortunately, with all these high priority things now, they might become a potential target. But you know what? I trust them anyways, so I don't see why you wouldn't. All right, so that moves us on to next thing. 3DS Castlevania entry. Mirror of Fate takes flight to HD in Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network on October 31st. Happy birthday, me! No, seriously, that's my birthday. You guys should buy me things.
Like Castlevania.
That might work. Or beer.
Or beer. Let's choose between these
Or
two.
money. You can send money or video games or whatever. I just want something. So, come on, guys. Send me stuff for my birthday, Halloween this year. Castlevania. Anyways, all right. So, it also features a Lords of Shadow collection released on the same day. The Halloween feast includes the first Lords of Shadow, its Revelry, and Resurrection DLC, as well as Mirror of Fate. There are no details on price yet, but hey, you guys got time to save up for my birthday present. The collection also grants access to a playable demo of Lords of Shadow 2, but does not... but so does a PSN, Xbox Live purchase of Mirror of Fate. So no matter which way you go about this, you're going to get, that playable demo of 2. Anyways, so if you prefer a smaller bite of vampiric adventure, yay. The news comes via Castlevania Lords of Shadow official Facebook page and Konami Europe. So our source has reached out to publishers to confirm North American availability and details. According to Konami, Mirror of Fate HD adds online leaderboards and a boss rush mode. That might be fun. And other gameplay refinements. Good. Get rid of the bugs. It only took you how long? Today's news follows last week's retailer listing for the now confirmed Lords of Shadow collection, which led our source to the Brazilian classification board, where the 3DS games also rated for Wii U and PC, in addition to the PS3 and Xbox 360. Of course, those ratings would mean very little, but our sources advise Wii U's and PCs. You really shouldn't have done that.
I could put an apostrophe in there, but you know what? I don't type so well.
I'm sorry, I read Wii's Us.
We us, yeah, but yeah.
Anyways, but our sources advise that we use and PCs to keep their collars up for the time being. It's potential. It's going somewhere. It's working. It's go. Yeah. All right.
For those of you who actually played the Lords of Shadows, there's a lot of people really looking forward to Lords of Shadow 2. I don't know what other stuff that the boss rush mode, the gameplay refines, but everybody likes the boss battles when it comes to Castlevania. It's always been kind of fun.
Yeah,
Symphony of the Night still by far and away my favorite one of the Castlevanias, but Lords of Shadows has been really good.
What? No Return to Wolfenstein? Come on, come on. All right, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, guys. It's definitely like a bloodlust game. Get out there and kill them. And with boss rush mode, if that's what I'm assuming it is, where you just go through boss fights, that literally eliminates a lot of time of stupid, frivolous, pointless crap.
Yeah, if that's what. Yeah,
although with Castlevanias and that stupid, frivolous, pointless crap isn't exactly stupid, frivolous, or pointless. There's probably something hidden in there that you really want to see anyways. So. But it definitely adds more of a replay value, because that way you don't have to go through a lot of the cinematics. You don't have to go through a lot of, the puzzles and stuff. You can just go straight into the boss fight over and over and over again. And I look forward to that, because after I play through it the first time, I want a challenge. And boss rush mode might bring that to me. So
and again, we see this theme here with PSN, with PlayStation and with Sony, where they're giving you a lot of options as a gamer to buy the games in the bundles that you want, to have in the game that you do have a bunch of different modes of gameplay. So they're, again, coming up on top with all the different options they have, instead of just saying, oh, hey, here's what we think you should have, here's what you're going to get.
Hey, Rio, your lips looking a little chapped there. Stop kissing PlayStation's ass.
Yeah, well.
Anyways,
I remember I'm a 360 fan.
Yeah, and you're still kissing PlayStation's ass.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. They're winning the market right now. They got both of our votes at this point. I'm waiting for Xbox's retaliation because they got to have something. I'm sorry, a corporation that large has got to have something up their sleeve. It might be a short sleeve, so there might not be a whole lot, but there's something up there.
All right, actually, let's go down over to the third party, Nintendo. Nintendo's web framework for Wii U now includes e-commerce support. Manager of Developer Relations Martin Buchholz revealed at GDC Europe that when using the updated framework, developers can monetize their games after launch with items such as DLC. Again, more stuff to purchase, microtransactions. The Nintendo web framework...
Yeah, but this is for Nintendo.
Oh.
That's never done that, except for maybe with the Dreamcast. But that was
Sega, technically. So, you know.
Yeah, true. But it's still Nintendo to me.
I
don't know why.
Nintendo bought out Sonic. That's the main thing.
I don't know why, but for some reason Dreamcast is Nintendo to me. In my head, it's Nintendo, and I can't figure out why it connected like that.
Because their best games went to Nintendo.
Yeah, but that's got to be it. Especially with my short-term memory thing. But yeah, like I'm interested to see how Nintendo does their, pay network.
Yeah.
I'm hoping more along the lines of PlayStation.
Yeah, it's showing. I mean, it says like the Nintendo web framework allows developers to craft and prototype apps for the console using HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS. And the framework was announced at GDC in March, along with Unity support for Wii U. So with all of these options, it's going to seem like the games that you get, while a lot of things on the Wii seem like novelties at the time, they're going to be introducing new content at all times with it. So it might extend the life of any game that you purchase.
It might. I mean, you never know. Like I said, there's a lot to look forward to, a lot to see. I'm still being skeptical and kind of, holding my tongue for the most part, which, as anyone who knows me knows, that doesn't work. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut as much as possible because I don't want to bash anybody before, final product hits. I kind of want to throw reviews out there of actual, workings, not theoreticals or analogies. Because as we all know with our E3 coverage, Microsoft, we're going to be watching you 24/7, camera always on. What you doing? That looks like a tasty Hot Pocket there, guys. Can I have a bite? But yeah, and look at them now. Oh yeah, we were fucking around about that one. That's not true. We're not doing this. We're not going to watch you 24 hours a day.
At least they're willing to admit their mistakes.
Who said it was a mistake? Maybe it was a ploy. Maybe they wanted, PlayStation to suck up their entire E3 time, just bitching.
Maybe, and then have everybody get pissed at Xbox 360 or Xbox One, whatever. Get pissed at Microsoft for making all sorts of mistakes so that they can make this huge, dramatic incline and just take over the market.
Everyone knows that if you have momentum, you're going further, right?
Yeah.
I mean, get a car up to 45, put it neutral. See how far you go.
It'll make their improvements look a lot more dramatic by having them hate you at first, and then suddenly you come out swinging.
They can coast down easy street from here on out just off that.
It's like Rocky. Just get your face beat in for 5 rounds and then come out.
Maybe not quite like that, because that kind of leaves you a little in pain and sore.
Yeah, well, that happens. Let's go back over to the indie market, though, shall we?
I always gotta do the indie things, man. I don't want to do indie. Give me Nintendo.
Nintendo doesn't have a lot to offer.
Give me Nintendo all day. I will do an entire show about Nintendo when I come back.
That show will be 45 minutes.
45 minutes and 3 days.
Nope.
Because I can do an entire 24-hour stretch on just Conker's Bad Fur Day and Smash.
Yeah, you can.
Either or. Actually, both. And there we go. I got 2 days covered.
So nothing new.
Wait, it has to be new? All right. Anyways, indie darling Thomas Was Alone has sold a rather impressive over 700,000 copies. Woo! That's not bad for an indie game, though, guys. Give it credit. Anyways, the figure comprises PC, Mac, Linux, PS3, and Vita sales and does not include copies obtained through a PS Plus for free. Not bad for a rectangle game.
It really isn't.
Rio, I really feel like your jokes that you put in here suck today, dude.
Oh, my bad.
And I'm a little tired. I've been up since, Tuesday. So, anyways, Bithell recently unveiled his very different next game volume, which mixes Metal Gear Solid with a dollop of user-generated content. While it's definitely a departure from talking rectangles, Bithell said Thomas Was Alone's narrative roots continue in volume through a very strong authored story. In other words, a lot of talking. And may extend into a games level creator. Since Bithell wants to make a game that allows people to tell their own stories as well.
I don't really know how you're going to tell stories with blocks and rectangles. Like, it literally looks like
Dude, they got silent films like what was that one that my girlfriend was making me watch the other day? It's like a manga version of Little Mermaid, but it's
manga version of Little Mermaid.
Panji or Panjo or
Panja.
something like that. I don't remember the name of it. Anyways, she was having me watch it or whatever, and I literally don't think I heard a single word the entire half hour I was watching it. But apparently it's a retelling of The Little Mermaid. And I'm just saying, I like that one better than the one with the singing actual mermaid. I don't know why. Something about it just seems more soothing and relatable. And it's...
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Again, I watched half an hour before I tried to fall asleep and failed miserably. But still, anyways, so having talking rectangles and stuff, I think you could tell a decent story with that. I think you can do well.
It'll be unique, that's for sure.
Well, you definitely need to, like I was discussing for pretty much every show we've had, the past how long? We need games with substance. We need something to build off of. We need a storyline. We need creativity. We need power. We need fun. We need a challenge. We don't need better graphics. Who cares about the graphics if the game sucks?
Yeah. It's like, oh, this looks pretty, like SimCity, for example, which I always bitch about. It looks great. And you're like, oh, yeah, all the trees and the buildings and the
and yet
traffic
I
looks
would
amazing,
rather
but it sucks ass.
And I'd rather play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
That's SimCity. There's so much creativity. There's so much you can do. Little Big Planet was one of the lowest graphic quality games on the PlayStation 2.
3.
And it was on 2, and now it's on 3.
It was all 3. Both of them were on 3. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Either way. So anyways, Little Big Planet 1 and 2, quite possibly the lowest graphics for that system.
Right, for Blu-ray. For a Blu-ray
for
system.
A Blu-ray quality system. You had those kind of graphics that were that are comparable to
low enough for you to think that it was PS2.
To Sega Genesis even. Like it's borderline pixelated. That's the only way the graphics could have gotten any worse. And you know what the funny thing is? That was still an epic game with so much to do, so much going on, so much fun, teamwork versus solo missions versus, do you want to hunt things? Do you want to do speed runs? Do you want to create your own levels? Do you want to play other people's created levels? Fine, there's so much going on, so much to do. There's little puzzles to solve constantly as you're going through a side scroller, and I loved it.
Yeah.
SimCity, phenomenal graphics, beautiful game, designed with perfection in mind.
And then it
gameplay sucked.
Now, the original SimCity looked like shit because it was Super Nintendo, but the game was awesome.
Yeah.
Like original Sims as well. But going on to Epic Games and stuff that I'm sure you'll want to go on an awesome rant about. Activision's Skylanders series is doing big business, big enough for the House of Mouse to take notice and develop a multi-million-dollar competitor. The result, Disney Infinity, shares surface similarities with Activision's series, but its gameplay skews toward an older audience in the hopes of capturing a universal appeal. Disney Infinity makes a lot of promising, boasting gameplay that...
I forgot to turn off my phone, guys. Sorry.
That's his phone. All right.
Let me turn that off
Disney,
now.
as we were saying, Disney Infinity makes a lot of promises and does Old Spice whistles. And they boast gameplay that takes cues from big-name hits like Minecraft and Little Big Planet, which we were just talking about. The finished product is a rousing success as it looks so far, offering a lightweight but solid co-op gameplay built on a foundation of undiluted nostalgia. And furthermore, as luck would have it, I'm going to have a hands-on look at Disney Infinity tomorrow, and we'll be posting a video review shortly thereafter. In the meantime, Chip is actually the one who first told me about this game, so Chip, I know you got plenty to say about this little title.
Oh yeah, when I first saw Skylanders, I was like, this seems really interesting. This seems really something new, something creative. I like the idea. I want to test it out. I want to play it. I want to check it out. See what it's all about. I want to know what this is exactly. And I did a little bit, and I was a little disappointed. However, it wasn't bad. It was actually really good. Then I heard about Disney's Infinity. I haven't played that yet, but you have far more, possibilities, far more capabilities. They've already released, I think, 3 different waves of character packs that you can buy. It's collecting miniatures, plus video games, plus puzzles, creativity, competitive edge. I mean, you're testing so many different facets of the human mind while doing this game, and each person will find something they love. Now, there's a bit of a twist on this. After Disney Infinity came out, a new one arose. So we had Skylander, which was, hey, we're top of the line right now. This is something no one's done. Disney's like, hey, we're doing it too now, but we got more money. What you got to say about it? Now, the part that gets me, the third one actually brings competition to a whole new level and may completely phase out Skylanders from this equation that they created. They made a formula that they might get thrown out of because Nintendo is releasing a Pokemon version. Collecting miniatures and doing pretty much the same thing as Skylander or, Disney Infinity. You're looking at a Pokemon version of this. You're going Pokemon real world style, and I'm really intrigued to see how that one goes. Then again, I just heard about that. I got into a discussion with one of my close friends and one of our previous guests at the bar last week, and we actually had a discussion about this, which is how I learned about the new Pokemon one. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and can't wait.
Yeah, especially considering how many Pokemon there are now. So of course you're going to have a ton of miniatures to collect.
Well, obviously they're going to start with Pikachu. They're going to start with they're going to start with the basic ones that everyone knows and loves.
Well, but then again, you also Pokemon originally is all about customization. It's all about collecting. Those are the two things that it's completely founded on, which is the two things that this game mechanic works with. So yeah, it's probably going to be the top notch of the three.
Like I said, hey, we introduced this game. We're a whole new level of of game because no one's done this.
Right.
Oh, hey, we're Disney. We have a shit ton of money, and we're gonna match and surpass everything you've got. However, you do still have that edge that you created this style. Pokemon. Hey guys, remember Pokemon? Of course you do. Everyone loves Pokemon.
Seriously,
most of you have been playing it for over 12 years. So let's go ahead and add us to the equation. I'm sorry, what was that? Disney's nostalgia? What?
Poor?
I can't quite hear you from actual childhood to, where I'm at, the level of...
Poor
hey,
Activision.
Yeah.
Like,
I
honestly,
feel bad.
here's what it's like for Activision. It's like Activision is a guy who got with a girl and taught her he was a virgin, taught her about sex, got her into a threesome, and then the girl left Activision for that other girl. That's what that's like.
Yeah. So we're looking at Pokemon, which is going to blow the other two out of the water, I feel. Disney might be able to keep up depending on how well they actually do. So we'll find out after Rio gets his evaluation tomorrow. But I think we're heading to break right now. So when we come back, we're going to talk about whatever the hell I want, because, I mean, it's my farewell for now show.
Yeah, farewell for now.
You're listening to Unlocked Radio, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Woo!
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. morningshowcentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to guitarcenter.com. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768. User-friendly and ready to serve. morningshowcentral.com.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more.
I can almost taste it.
Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
The following message is for those with a credit score of 800 and below. Who wouldn't want better credit? Did you ever wonder how different life would be from just having a higher credit score? Are you tired of being turned down for any kind of loan or only offered high interest rates because your credit score is holding you prisoner? Life doesn't have to be that way anymore with access to Turnscor. By increasing your credit score only 50 to 100 points, it can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest over just a 5 to 10 year period. It can be the difference in getting approved for a personal loan, business loan, high limits on credit cards, a brand new car lease, or even a home mortgage. We see so many ads from companies that give us our credit score, but once we get our credit score, what are they going to do to actually repair your credit? Unfortunately, nothing. Until now, Turnscor is the first automated credit repair platform that is simple, safe, and secure. You'll be empowered right from the comfort of your own computer, so you can challenge and repair your credit report to ensure it's fair and accurate. Turnscor is specifically developed with you in mind. There's no more need for an attorney, credit repair companies, or credit counseling. More importantly, no more need for paying higher fees. Turnscor will help you get back on track and get the buying power you need. So whether you have bad credit, average credit, or even good credit, Turnscor is helping turn lives around one credit score at a time. Go to turnscor.com and enter the promo code MSC20 and get $20 off your purchase. That's TURNSCOR.com. TURNSCOR.com. Turnscore.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Hey, local bands and unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Heard of the 7 deadly sins?
You are evil! Pure evil! Pure evil!
They're nothing compared to Uncensored Net Noise's 7th annual birthday bash.
But I gotta do this.
Friday, September 20th at the Rock City Tap House in Parma. Live on stage, it's Morality Check, Necros Obscura, The Burning Harlots, Darling Waste, and more for this amazing all-ages show.
Because of your words, I'm now ready to destroy.
All the details for the 7th annual Uncensored Net Noise birthday bash at mscradionetwork.com. Oh, great. Not another Farmville request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/morningshowcentral. Denying one Farmville request at a time.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
We're back with more Unlocked Radio right here at Morning Show Central Radio Network. Before the break, we talked about Fable Legends and domains being registered. We actually didn't talk about that now that I think about it. I was supposed to bring that up, but we didn't. Actually, I wrote that in. I don't know why I did that. We also have to let you guys know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans, and that means that 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented because humans can prevent things. And they're assuming that 9 out of 10 humans are, 10 out of 10 humans are intelligent enough to do things like that. But if you've got camping plans coming up, just know that there might be many ways to start a fire, but there's only one sure way to put it out. So before heading into the wilderness, armed with marshmallows and hot dogs, because, wow, these guys are really boring when it comes to camping. Learn to properly extinguish your campfires by following these simple steps. First, drown your embers with lots of water or dirt, then stir them with a shovel or stick, then drown the embers again. Then see if the fire feels cold up to the back of your hand. If it doesn't, start over. By following these proper steps, you can prevent a huge disaster and huge burns on the back of your hand. So, before you leave, remember to drown, stir, drown again, and feel, because your fire might look out, but that doesn't mean it's out. Keep that in mind with your relationships, ladies and gentlemen. No, don't do that.
Yeah, first you drown them with love, then you stir them.
And if they leave, if they walk out the door, doesn't mean they're out entirely. For more, that's called stalking, actually. Don't do that. For more information, visit SmokeyBear.com. And remember, only you can prevent wildfires and forest fires and house fires and a fire inside and terrible emo bands and other such nonsense.
Can we get a clip of emo music real quick?
Oh, that's don't do that.
As a tribute?
All right, you can do that if you want, but I really advise against it.
No? All right.
All right, now comes the, all right, we talked before about Chip's going to be leaving us here, my co-host. He's going to be leaving me on my own for a few weeks. Thought it was going to be a couple months. Turns out that we worked some things around with the schedule, and we're actually going to be on a new time slot here coming September 16th. We are going to be starting at, 6 p.m.?
Yeah, we're gonna move to 6 to 7 p.m.
Still Mondays, 6 to 7 p.m.
Right before High on Sports, which is before everything in between, which is right before us. So we're technically just rotating ourselves to the front of the schedule instead of being at the ass end.
Yeah, that works. So now, for those of you who don't like, I got to go to the bar and blah, 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 which we're going to be going to later tonight, or for those of you like, it's late, now you have a better opportunity to watch and catch the show live instead of just watching it on YouTube later on. YouTube.com/unlockedradio, by the way, for that shameless self-promotion.
Unless you work second shift. If you work second shift, fuck you.
All right. So the rest of tonight's show will be dedicated to my wonderful co-host as we discuss his favorite things about our show thus far, what he's going to miss, what he's most looking forward to in the future, and we'll further discuss his ideas for his perfect game because we've been talking about that a couple shows. So, yeah, let's... we talked about, obviously, the Infinity thing was one of your biggest things that you've been excited about recently.
Oh, yeah.
Then with all the board games and other such nonsense that we've been playing,
I'd like to real interesting in the game.
Yeah, I'd like this discussion, which we talked about before, of what would be the perfect game. Now, obviously, it's going to be tailored to the particular.
Everyone wants everyone has their own definition of perfect game. Because everyone gets different things out of the games. Everyone gets
his
likes
favorite
different
game.
Stuff.
His favorite game is League of Legends.
No, it's not.
Do I win?
Who said that?
That would be the girlfriend there.
Apparently, girlfriend doesn't know me very well. Also, speaking of girlfriend, her best friend's birthday is today. So happy birthday, Kiki!
Yeah, happy birthday! You get some little free promotion for yourself as well.
Yep. Anyways, all right. So yeah. I don't even know why I'm looking at these papers.
We got all these notes and don't need those notes anymore. So let's drop those there. But what is for you? What is like if you had to pick like this game is being made specific? Let's say you win the Mega Millions and you decide to use a good chunk of that money to hire some people to make you what you think is the perfect video game. What would it be?
Three-dimensional Tron.
Three-dimensional Tron.
Like you get into a room and you have like 3D goggles and like
VR
sensors
games.
and like full on virtual reality. Like you get like the gloves and all that. You can go in disc battles. You can do the baton battles. You can ride a light cycle. You can control the recognizer. Actually immerse yourself into the Tron world. I don't know why, but this really got my attention one day. My buddy Tully, that's usually in the chat room. I don't know if he's in there or not today.
Not today, no.
All right, well, anyways, him and I actually had a very, very lengthy discussion when I actually tried to get this game to go. It was really funny because I went to the bathroom and I came back, and he's like, dude, you were in there a while. I'm like, I came up with a brilliant idea. He's like, you were taking a dump, weren't you? Yes, that's where the best ideas happen, on the shitter. But I came up with this idea while I was pooping, and I literally went ape shit over it, and I tried getting it together, and apparently there was a lot of copyrights and blah, blah, blah. A lot of legal crap that I couldn't find a way around, so I couldn't actually have some of my friends start working on the ideas, the programming, get a rough draft going. But basically my idea for it was, to help rebuild arcades. Have, a 10 by 10 by 10 like box that you go into, and, you participate in the Tron world. Complete VR all the way around. I'm talking like I said, light cycles, the battles, everything. Immerse yourself into the Tron world completely. Compete with people online of the same level. Certain achievements, like have like a fingerprint scan or something, so that way they can keep track of your progress.
Or at least your personal number or passcode, something.
Yeah, like your win-loss rate, all that stuff. Like have like really like detailed things, and get really into it and rebuild the arcade system, rebuild the arcade lifestyle around this game. Because, I mean, dude, who wouldn't go somewhere just for this game? I feel like it would be incredible. Then again, I'm probably nerding out, and most people are like, dude, that's stupid.
Well,
but you know what?
Tron's pretty successful so far.
But the idea behind the first one, like watching that as a kid, I grew up loving that idea and loving how everything went. And then seeing the graphics on the new one, I was just so in awe. I'm like, I need to do something. I want to be in this. I want to be part of this.
Yeah, seeing that in theaters, in the 3D, like the light cycle, battle was phenomenal.
Now imagine if you were on the light cycle and you were controlling it and you got to blow people up across the world. Like, hey, Korean, guess what? You can't ride a motorcycle like me.
Now, the Oculus Rift actually is a particular video gaming device that might be pointed in the right direction because it gives you they have the goggles and everything. You have full frame vision, and you're just on the omnidirectional basically treadmill, and you can run around and do everything like that. It translates everything into actual gameplay, so you can play something like Counter-Strike in that way. But as they progress it further,
we can modify that and evolve that into what I'm looking at. But I kind of like the idea of being able to like jump off the walls of inside this little box. Yeah. You're in a 10 by 10 box. Like, hey,
Star Trek hologram or holodeck.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you know what? You know, I'm sitting in this room, and I can, you know, according to my vision, you know, it's the edge of, you know, the arena or whatever, and I can like run over and like jump and do a backflip and then throw the disc and like, you know, like actually dodge that way and get really in depth. And you'll have, you know, your AI, you'll have your real people to compete against. You know, you'll have your different difficulty setting. I want the computer to actually like mirror your movements, if you will. I really wanted to try to like, get things going like that. I wanted it to be, you know, really in depth. I wanted it to be super, super responsive to you. I want the game to learn how you're acting and compete against you to increase difficulty. The Wii was like, hey guys, this is a great way to exercise and game. I'm like, no, this is not exercising and gaming. You want to exercise and game? Jump around.
Right.
Put you in an isolated box that's not going to break if you kick something.
Just Dance for the Kinect does a better job of that, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just saying, you know, if you can jump and kick off a wall, you know, spin, flip, roll on the ground, and you don't have to worry about breaking your coffee table or your TV, I feel like that's the way to exercise and game at the same time. And I'm sorry, if you get Tron involved, I'm excited enough that I will actually go exercise for hours and hours. I'll just keep pumping money into these machines.
No more fat gamers.
I will pump money into these machines. Like, DDR helps so many people lose weight, and guess what?
Oh, yeah.
That's just stepping on arrows. Imagine if you were stepping on everything. Just imagine.
Imagine how ridiculous it would look for people trying to get back in shape while also playing a Ninja Turtles game in that regard.
There's another idea. Once we get like this box set up, you know, and build it, you know, for the Tron.
Star Wars, kid.
We can go into an actual. We can go into Star Wars. We can go into Turtles. We can go, you know, Tokyo Drift style, and actually have you like sitting in like a.
I actually want Chris to pull up a picture, pull up the video of Star Wars Kid so he can see that.
Why don't you pull it up while I keep talking?
Yeah. I don't want to find it. It's embarrassing. That's right. What the bad part is about all that.
But like, I feel like this is really a great way to go, guys. And if the gaming industry can start moving towards that, I miss arcades. I miss going out and being in a social setting and gaming on like that, and going and being active in the gaming industry the way we were originally. Like when I grew up, I loved going to the arcades.
Giants,
you know. Like, oh, hey, I'm 16 years old. I got a car. I'm driving to the mall. I'm going to the arcade. I'm going to hang out and have some nachos with some dude named Steve. You know, who ironically was named Nacho Steve. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I had a soft pretzel or some General Tso's chicken. And I'm hanging out with Nacho Steve and Fruit Loop Jack. And, you know, these guys, you know, that were really good at these, you know, games. And we just hang out in the arcade. We drop 20, 30, 40 bucks in the arcade every single Saturday. It's what we did. And now, you know, you don't hang out in an arcade anymore. You hang out in a chat room. Ooh, chat room. Yeah, those were around when I was a kid. But you know what? They weren't fun because you weren't active. You weren't interacting with people. It wasn't the same thing. And, all right, we got this video up here. So let's...
yeah, we pan over to this YouTube video on this screen as we show, like, what not to do. And the reason why people need to get more in shape and do these kinds of games.
I mean, this guy had a lot of practice, obviously, but, you know, we're, yeah, we're having some technical difficulties, apparently. But, you know, I assume this guy rehearsed this for hours and hours on end. I don't know why I feel that way, but, you know, yeah.
Look, obviously, like,
and there was Tron
this kind
guy,
of room.
Yeah.
Doing something like this is what I'm afraid of with like the whole like virtual reality and being able to do things like that. What if it looks? This is what I imagine it looking like, and I'm sure a lot of people that aren't like gamers are gonna think that it's gonna look like.
I'm just saying, epic blooper reels, dude. Epic blooper reels. Do you know how many people you would draw just to watch people in these rooms?
Oh my God! Have them sign a waiver to play the blooper reels if it gets recorded.
Well, no, just have like a monitor on the outside of the box so people can watch the person inside the box, so you can see things like this. This is hilarious, guys. And
it's so old, but it's still so good.
Yeah, but like you can watch people do this, but in a room in an arcade setting, and then when they come out, you get to make fun of them to their face. And that encourages them to move better.
A whole new level of bullying.
I'm just saying, like there's fat kids, like, you know, they go to arcades and play DDR, or at least used to, and people made fun of them. Some of them actually got really good because they got made fun of so hard. And now, if we can do this type of game, I'm just saying, like, that would be epic because people would actually be encouraged to do better. They'd be encouraged to exercise more. It'd just be ridiculous. Not to mention, you know, obviously you're going to have, like, hey, I studied MMA. I'm going to be really good at this. And then you're going to have some...
Like the Rock Band and Guitar Hero crowd?
Then you're going to have, like, some random Korean kid just jump up and, like, backflip off the wall, kick the ceiling, drop straight down, do the splits. And this MMA guy competing against, you know, across the world is going to be like, shit.
But then again, it could also bring in a larger, newer crowd because you have the people who are like, I don't want to just sit around and play games. Well, now you have something physically active to bring to the mix.
Like everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, the zombie apocalypse. You know, oh my god, you know, the world's gonna end and everyone's gonna turn into zombies. You know what? We already are. We're social media zombies, guys. You're on your phones nonstop. You're on the computer nonstop. Come on. I want to get back to the arcade. I want to go back to that time when everything was get out and go hang out with friends. Chill at the park for like 5-6 hours a day. Go skateboard randomly for no reason. I actually almost ran over a kid that was skateboarding in a parking lot earlier today. My buddy Danny Little. But anyways, you know, I want to see people get out and do things. And the arcade scene was the place that I felt it was the best because it was a secure place.
I love the arcade scene. I worked there for however long.
Yeah, you worked there. I never worked there. I wasn't around for like the heyday of that. I was there for like the ass end of it when arcades were phasing out, and I got pissed.
Oh, don't get me wrong. That's when I was working there. It was during the ass end of it. But still, like we had a crowd of regulars that would show up every day. I would just have to. All I would have to do is, well, this is back in MySpace, not Facebook. But I'd just be like, working today, 4 to close, whatever. Just come out and hang out, and I would have 10, 20 people like regularly that we were all friends with to come out. They play DDR, they play House of the Dead 2, Time Crisis, whatever, Soul Calibur, and that you're interacting with those people while gaming, not just, and then you walk around the mall, go outside, smoke a cigarette, whatever they happen to do.
Whatever else 16-year-olds did, you know.
But you're meeting people while playing these games instead of just meeting somebody in like 3 states away that you're probably never going to meet, and not just sitting at home being like a shut-in and losing social skills. You're building social skills. And
you're building social skills, hand-eye coordination, reflexes, situational awareness. I mean, come on, guys. Get back to the arcade. Let's go. I used to go, like I said, I used to go to the arcade, drop like 40, 50, you know, 20 to 40 bucks every day in the arcade. That's not counting the money that I dropped in the mall around it. I finally get a job, finally have money. Hey, guess what? Can't work Saturdays. Oh, look, the arcade shut down. Well, guess I can work Saturdays again.
Right.
Like, I really miss those days where my reason for requesting off was just because I had a set place that I went to meet new people, to interact with a bunch of randoms. Yeah. And I loved it. I really miss those days. And you know what? To me, the perfect game is one that recreates that.
To be honest, I don't think that we would be the gamers that we are now had it not been for the arcade and meeting other people and saying, oh, hey, there are other people who like these games. It's not just our one little group of friends or our cousins, whatever else we play Nintendo with. Now, you go out to the arcade. I went out there. I started getting into DDR. Eventually, it got me a job. I started working there and doing things regularly, meeting all sorts of people, and getting into other games.
Console combat, anime cons, gaming cons, etc. You know, when we had Bobby Cruz in here, you know, talking Blacktastic, talking about, you know, competitive gaming and stuff. You know what? Arcades were how you got better back then. Because now you're not just sitting in your little corner. You're not sitting in your cul-de-sac or, you know, on that one block with a couple of people you know, some friends, your family, whatever. No, you're going out, you're meeting new people, and you're competing on a whole nother level in front of people where you can get embarrassed. So you don't want to lose. You're going to bust your ass to fucking whoop ass. And I'm just saying, like, that would be something I want to see again. Yeah, I want to get that going.
That's
again.
a kind of building an actual local community to keep to get into games. And like I said, all the games that I'm into now, a lot of them are because of like meeting a lot of people that were into similar games, and I did that by going to the arcade and meeting them. And it's like, here, there's one common ground that we have. Let's share that. Let's have a conversation about that, and then eventually you move off to looking what other things that they like.
I mean, you had like the air hockey guys. You had, you know, the pool guys that sat at the pool table all day. You had the racing games, the fighting games. Every like type of game had a different crowd that it attracted, and they all interacted with each other. Which means, hey, there's a little bit of a click system. All right, you know what? Whatever, no big deal. Because at least that way you fit in somewhere. You feel like you belong. And the arcade was was everything to me.
Think about how much money the arcades made back in the 80s. Like that's because of the fact that they had the games. The games were games were new back then, and games were really popular back then. And then like the 90s was kind of the like mid 90s to mid 2000s was all
everyone's converting to home console because now I can buy the game once, but I don't have to keep pumping quarters into it.
It was also more one of those taboo kind of things where you were a loser, you were a nerd, you were a geek, whatever for those 10 years. But the 15 years prior to that, games were awesome, and you were something else. Everybody played games, everybody went to the arcades. And then 2005 hit, and the next gen console started coming out after Halo and everything else. Games became popular again, and everybody played them. And now it's cool to be a gamer. It's more of a mainstream kind of thing.
Yeah.
So why, with gaming being a more mainstream thing again, why are arcades not popping back up? Why is it not flourishing there? Why can't we make those kinds of things?
It was because people didn't want to keep pumping quarters into a machine or pumping dollars into a machine. With arcades raising the prices and all that crap, you got all those.
Hell,
issues.
you have internet cafes. Why not a gaming one?
That's what I'm saying. But you had that, and then the consoles, home console. You buy the game, $30, it's yours forever.
Yeah.
DDRs for a home console now. Buy a $30 game, buy a $30 dance mat, you're good to go. You can play DDR as much as you want, however you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, wherever you want, naked if you want. It doesn't matter.
Hell, lock-ins were the greatest for that too. You had a lock-in at an arcade where you just pay one flat rate, you stay there the whole night and play any of the games that you want.
Dude,
all you gotta do is stand in line.
I'm just saying, I am more than happy to just pay like $50, go into our arcade and play for 12 hours. Mm-hmm. I am perfectly okay with that. Like, hey, it beats pumping quarters in a machine, and it still gets me the social interaction that I look for. So I'm really excited. I really like that idea. I like that style, and I kind of want to go back to that. Now with all this, DLC and all this crap that everyone has to keep pumping out and paying for the games. Anyways, you know what? You're ending up spending $100 on your average game. Why not just go back to the arcades?
See, now we're gonna have to create an unlocked arcade.
Kickstarter.
We can't use it to start a business.
We're not starting a business. We're starting a lifestyle.
We'll just have to create unlocked game after unlocked game after game after game using Kickstarter, and then put that all into one location and then have it go everywhere.
No. We can rent a location, and then we can use Kickstarter to get like a game for our unveiling ceremony every week, and just keep adding games until we have a full arcade.
That's one way to manipulate the system. If anybody from Kickstarter ends up listening to this, tell us in private if this is a bad idea and we're trying to manipulate the system. If you think it's a good idea, let us do it, and let us know that too, because we'd be more than happy to.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to get our arcade back together, like us on Facebook, send me a message, send Rio a message. Let us know, because we really want to try to get like a group behind this, and we want to try to do this.
That's the whole purpose of this radio show in the first place, is getting that community back and tailoring to that community, letting you guys know like what our opinions are and everything, giving you opportunities to be heard have your voice be heard on the show, even show up and be here live if you want to.
I'm cool with just buying like a Miss Pac-Man machine, having it in the background, and just invite like random people to come play every week and just like play video games in the background. I'm okay with that. Just having like a Miss Pac-Man back here and just have a random person.
Wait a second. We did that already and it didn't work.
Oh.
Having a Pac-Man here?
We had a Pac-Man before and it didn't work.
Would it take up too much room?
No. It just didn't work. It
was during
the
hip hop show on Sunday.
That's different. That's hip hop. That's not us.
No. We had what? We had Dig Dug. We had Pac-Man. We had all those games in our old studio, and
it would get played during the middle of the show. It would be very distracting to the host. You would hear noises at inopportune times. It did not sound right.
We do have ADD, but we can always just focus on the game. And then we don't have to worry about getting distracted by the game, right?
There we go. Yeah, and we can come up with all sorts of little competitions and little contests and everything for the show.
All right, so help us
Maybe
get an
not that
arcade
exactly,
together.
but
I really, at this point, I don't care if Chris and Tom want us to get an arcade going. But, I mean, hey, I'm willing to start one up. So let me know, guys. Get back to me on this.
Absolutely.
I'd be
maybe at the new studio, once we get it all worked out, we can have an arcade there, okay?
Yeah.
Or we can just get an arcade going and
live
bring
recordings
the
and
studio
tournaments
into the arcade. We could just have like a back room for the studio in the arcade. Or, porn, whatever. Anyways, so thank you to all our viewers for the first 3 months of the show. Hopefully when I come back, I can see all your smiling faces in my chat room.
Yeah.
By that, I mean your tags.
Yeah.
We're going to Smedley's over in West Park, Cam's Corners area. Have a couple beers, celebrate.
Yep.
Come visit. Don't forget to check out unlockedradio.com, youtube.com/unlockedradio, Facebook, Unlocked Radio, Twitter,
all that
Unlocked.
good stuff. And every Monday night at 10 until, remember, September 16th, we start at a new time, 6 p.m. on Monday nights, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So we'll see you guys next week at this time. Don't forget that other time, though. And good night and all that shit.